Saturday. It's Saturday of our long weekend. We got 3 days ahead of us and it feels great. Really looking forward to this weekend. And it's our last weekend here in Vancouver. A week today we fly back to Toronto. Can't believe the month is almost over. But we're kind of in a rush. We're a little bit behind schedule, which never happens for us. We're always right on time.
That's not true.
It's not true. So we are just going to say good morning, and we will catch up with you at our first stop. Well, we made it to our first destination. Today we're going to do all kinds of stuff in Stanley Park. We finally made it to Stanley Park. This was something I really wanted to come see, and I figured we would do this the very first weekend we were here because I was so excited about it. And there's so much to do here in Stanley Park. But our first stop in Stanley Park is the totem pole area. So there's a little sort of courtyard here with a whole bunch of totem poles in it. And these totem poles were collected from all over BC and brought here. But now most of these are replicas of the originals because the originals, I guess, were getting into bad, disrepair, and they wanted to preserve them. So they've made exact replicas and put them here, and the other ones, I guess, are in a museum somewhere. I'm not exactly sure if you can actually go and see them. But they're very cool. I'm sort of standing up on a mound here overlooking the little cove of totem poles. Nicole's down there taking some pictures. And this is the one that greets you as you walk in here. Wow, it's only 9:45 and already it's getting rather busy. We got out pretty early today, surprisingly, for us, as we stated earlier. And we were hoping to beat some of the rush, but it doesn't look like that happened. It looks like there's a lot of people out already. And there's probably because there's 3 cruise ships, it looks like, in port right now. And there's going to be cruise ship travelers all over the place. All these coaches are bringing them in, and there's tons of coaches here already. So we just wanted to come to the totem poles. It's just a little bit of ways from where we're actually going to start the day, but we were hoping to get here and get some pictures before it got too crazy busy. We'll see how busy it is later in the day. And guess what Nicole is doing?
Nicole's holding the camera, being a good sidekick.
Pokemon.
Where? Exactly.
What do you think of the totem poles?
They're really cool.
Yeah.
I like the painted ones a lot.
Yeah, they're really awesome.
I can't imagine what it's going to be like later on in the day when the crowds really build up.
Yeah.
We should come back and check it out.
Yeah, we
Maybe
will.
tell everybody we were here earlier and it wasn't like this.
Yeah. Here's a view of it right now. So I'll take you a little bit closer up and take a look at some of these totem poles.
Which one's your favorite totem pole?
I think I like the one with the killer whale on the top.
I like the big colorful one with the giant wings at the top.
They're all really cool. They're all in pretty bad shape considering they're replicas. I'll have to look that up again. I thought they were remade in concrete, but I don't think they were, apparently.
The colors are so vibrant still though.
Yeah, they must maintain them. We'll find out some more infos.
Did we come here unprepared?
A little bit.
Okay. What did we find here?
I don't know, it's some kind of sort of like a gate, or I don't know what you would call it. I guess a gate? It's really neat.
From afar, I thought they were carvings of old women.
Kind of look like it, aren't they? Or at least women. Carving of women. aquarium. After the totem poles, we walked over to the aquarium. It was a pretty short, easy walk, like 10-15 minutes. And I'm really excited because this was something really high on my list of wanting to do. When I was here last, I've mentioned this on and off, I guess, that I was here for business once, and I stayed at the hotel at the airport for like 2 or 3 days. And the only thing that I saw of Vancouver was a bit of Stanley Park. We came out for a few hours and then back to the hotel, back to work. And we walked past the Vancouver Aquarium, but we didn't have time to go in. And I was kind of disappointed because I've really wanted to go here pretty much my entire life. When I was younger, I went through a phase of wanting to be a marine biologist, and I remember on TV there was this show, and I'm really totally dating myself now, but a show called Danger Bay, and I think it was a CBC TV show. CBC is Canada's version of like BBC, and it basically revolved around a guy who was a marine biologist and worked here and got into all kinds of interesting adventures in and around Vancouver. And so this statue behind me, this sculpture of a killer whale, was like featured in the opening credits of that TV show. So when we walked past this many years ago, I was like wow, there it is. I'm really excited. So close, but didn't make it. So today we're gonna check it off the list. So let's go take a look. It didn't take us long before we got hungry. It's just after 11. The cafe just opened, so we had figured let's go as soon as it opens. It's a little bit early for lunch, and hopefully it won't be so busy. And that seemed to have paid off so far. Didn't have a problem getting a table, and the line wasn't long at all. Just went in and a couple of things we wanted to see, hopefully beating some of the rush. We got to see the shark tank. There was a really cool sea turtle in there, and a couple of sharks, like two different types of sharks. And a bunch of fish, obviously. It's two stingrays. That was a really neat tank. And then they had a sea otter feeding right before the cafe opened, so we went and watched that too. We got really lucky with our timing here today. We came in just after it opened and caught the otter show. It was like one of the first things they had going in the morning, and it wasn't really busy. The aquarium's not too busy yet, so we got lucky to see the otters pretty up close, and those little suckers are cute.
Oh, they are so cute. Pictures of them and footage of them do not do those little things justice.
Yeah.
Like cute little they're so cute.
Two really interesting factoids I did not know about otters. The first one is that they have pockets in their armpits. So the person who was feeding them was saying that they will sometimes take some of the food and jam it into their armpit pockets for later, so they can save their food for a snack. And the other really interesting tidbit that they told us was that their skin or their fur is not attached. I guess it's their skin is not attached like ours is. It's pretty loose, so they can move it around to make sure that they're covering themselves properly when it's cold. That's crazy. I had no idea that they could do such a thing. But yeah, I think you want to take one home.
Yeah, I do want to take one home. They were feeding them jelly at one point, right? Jello?
No, I don't think so. They're just fish, little scraps of fish.
They were feeding them shrimp. And after the show was over, we were walking for a while, and then we came back, and I saw the little otter. He was taking out shrimp bits from his armpit and snacking on it, and I was like, oh, smart otter.
Nicole's making me say this. You ought to see the otters.
Hilarious.
So we got, what did you get? You got a hot dog and fries. I got a cheeseburger, bacon cheeseburger and fries. And I think the meals were pretty reasonable. Nicole doesn't think so, but I think they're pretty good. Both meals were together with $26. And usually I find that you get gouged in these places, so that's why I don't think that's that bad. So we're gonna eat up our food before it gets cold here, and then really go in and explore the aquarium. Scary. Wow, that was amazing, eh? I know we talked a little bit while we were in there, but I don't know what we captured because we were just so enthralled with touching those stingrays. But that was surprisingly fun. I was not expecting to enjoy that so much.
It was crazy fun. It was crazy fun. You would not think that like touching fish, petting fish could be so spectacular, but it was spectacular.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
We have bad news.
What?
Anything that we do for the rest of the day is not going to be nearly as fun. It's going to go downhill.
Maybe.
Okay.
Let's be positive.
It was so
And
fun.
let's not assume the worst. It was really fun, but I think there's some other cool stuff we're going to see here.
That's true.
Hopefully we'll catch some other shows.
It's true, but we were going to go in for like maybe 5 minutes, have a look around. We were in there for an hour.
Yeah, by the time we actually left, the last clip I filmed telling you to definitely go check it out, that was like 10-15 minutes ago, and we just sort of came out. So yeah, we were in there for a good hour. But it's really interesting, and they have people there that constantly are telling you stuff, so I guess we heard that stuff like a good 20 times. Maybe not 20. Good 10 times maybe. They just tell you about the stingrays and how they're related to the sharks, and that's how they have similar sensory abilities. That they have the barbs on their tails have been trimmed with regular nail trimmers. What else did they say? There's like a mucus that they constantly, their body is constantly giving off as a protection. I'm not quite sure why that's a protection. I missed that part, but apparently it helps protect them.
I thought it was there to moisturize our hands.
Yeah. I don't think so. But
you were really lucky.
I was.
Yeah, because they said that there was 2 types of stingrays, and one of the stingrays pretty much never gets touched because they're really flat and they stick right to the ground. But you and your long arms, you got a good...
I did get to touch that one.
Yeah, you got...
And she said they also stay in the middle of the tank usually.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one came out to the edge. There's only 2 in the whole tank. So most of them are the other type. I don't know. We should have remembered the names.
I just call them fatties.
There's the one that was rare was round, and it didn't really have wings. And then the other ones that were swimming around and you could easily touch had wings, like triangular wings.
They were like, it felt like they were friendly, like they wanted to be pet. Like you stick your hand in, they actually come up. There's a few times where they came back and they stuck their like bodies right into your hand. It was fantastic.
They're almost like puppies. Those ones that would come right up to the water and just let you pet them.
Yeah.
Kind of like puppies. But yeah, let's go see what else we can find here.
There's
maybe
a
we'll
dolphin
catch
show.
it. Yeah, maybe we'll catch the dolphin show. But there's all kinds of different aquarium tanks that we haven't seen yet.
Those alligators are not real.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they just lie very still, and they wait for a bird to land on them. Bird will think they're a rock, and then when the bird least expects it, the alligator will eat it. That's what we were just told.
That's my kind of hunting tactic.
Yeah.
Doing a little as possible.
Letting the food come to you. That's the way you live. What is a penguin?
A penguin is a bird that's so well adapted to the ocean, it can no longer fly.
dolphin show here, and it was really good. It wasn't too long, like 10-15 minutes, I think. And after the show, we decided to come down and look at the dolphins from their underwater perspective. They have a pretty big viewing area here. You can see the whole tank. Really neat.
I really enjoyed the show. I liked that there was a lot of they concentrated on the theme of preservation and research, and it wasn't just about like the tricks and entertaining the audience. Like the whole time the performance was going on, she gave us so much information about preserving wildlife, preserving the ocean, and it was educational.
And it wasn't really a show. It was a training exercise. Like we were watching a live training exercise. They didn't do too many tricks, a couple flips, a couple jumps, but it was mainly just it was mainly just a chance for them to share some educational information with everybody.
Yeah, and they also said the tricks were good for them because it exercised their minds.
Yeah, exercises their brains.
And kept them on their toes.
Yeah, kept them interested.
Yeah.
And I get the sense that most of the animals here are rescued. I don't think there's any animals here where they just brought in. Both of the dolphin, there was a dolphin and a false killer whale were part of the show, and they both were rescues. Like the dolphin was rescued close to Japan, I think they said, was caught in a fishing net and lost its front flippers, or most of its front flippers. So they rescued it and brought it here and look after it. So I think it's a good compromise. We get to learn and see the animals, and the animals get to have an extended life that they wouldn't have out in the wild. What a really fun and amazing day. It didn't quite go to plan. We thought that we'd do a whole bunch of other stuff after the aquarium, but it's actually like 5 o'clock and we're waiting for the very last hop on hop off bus, which was part of this package that we bought. Comes with this tour bus ticket for 2 days, an aquarium ticket, and the tower ticket, right?
It's a trolley.
Trolley, sorry.
Trolley.
Hop on, hop off trolley.
The trolley's from San Francisco. It's not any old bus they found off of the streets.
Right, okay. The trolley. So the aquarium was amazing. I mean, like I said earlier, I've waited my whole life to basically come to this aquarium, and got teased maybe a decade ago. But finally got to see it, and it did not disappoint me. It was really amazing. Dolphin show, otter show, the 4D movie.
We spent how many hours there? Like 10 hours there?
No.
Okay.
The
whole day.
7.
Yeah, we did.
7 hours.
Yeah, we didn't see like Stanley Park aside from the totem poles, but we didn't explore the rose garden, tea house, none of that. It was just aquarium, and we had to rush at the very end because we were gonna miss the last trolley. So, what's your favorite?
So my favorite.
Do you want to think about it, and I'll tell you my favorite?
Yeah, like everything I really enjoyed.
I loved everything, but the stingrays were by far.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about the stingrays.
They were by far the most amazing, most fun thing. I loved this, so that was my favorite activity. Yeah. And then I liked the movie a lot. Yeah,
the movie was good. I agree with you. The stingrays definitely were really fun. Since we spent a whole hour there, for me, I think the otters and the dolphin show was really interesting. I liked seeing the animals. What else? The jellyfish tank, the massive jellyfish tank was crazy. You could just stand there and stare into it forever, and it seemed really deep. Like, deep's not the right word, but depth-wise, like looking out, like there was one tank that was really narrow, like deceivingly narrow. We only knew it was that narrow because we saw the guy cleaning it. For some reason, he was cleaning it midday.
Did you get footage of the cleaning?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, good. B-roll.
Yeah, I'll put that up. And he was just destroying the poor jellyfish in there. But it was very apparent how narrow that tank was. But this other massive jellyfish tank, it was just really like a lot of depth to it. So there was like layer upon layer upon layer of jellyfish. And I really enjoyed standing there and watching that. I think everything. It was really well put together.
I think a special shout out should go towards the aquarium staff. Wow, they went out of their way to help you. They saw you and they asked if they could take photos for you. They volunteered factoids to you. They just, after the show, they ran around to people asking if they had any questions, and it was just
everyone was really friendly.
Yeah, friendly, and they obviously loved working there.
Yeah, just like I wanted to one day. One day a long time ago.
I even enjoyed my hot dog lunch.
Yeah, it was really fun. So hopefully this trolley comes. It's a little late. It's a good 5 minutes late. Hopefully we didn't miss it. We were here a minute after the time. I don't think we would have seen it drive by or hear it. I hope.
Oh boy, I think we've missed it then.
I don't know. We'll hang out here for a bit longer and see if it comes. It's nice and cool now. I was really hot in there for a while, but let's just relax here and wait for the trolley, cool off. We're gonna go home now, regroup, and go out and find some food. Probably sushi again. That was really unfortunate, but also really amazing. I think some bald eagles just flew over. Would that be crazy of me to think? They were making a really cool... Maybe it's the bird chasing them. But they have white heads and white tails. I think that's a bald eagle. We're still waiting for the trolley. I called the number on the sign and we did not miss it. He's stuck in traffic, so he'll be here soon, luckily, because that's quite a long walk back to home. But yeah, that's really neat. I just heard that weird bird sound and I looked up through the trees and I could see them fly over top. And then I tried to film them, but they flew into the sun. So that probably did not come out at all. But would there be bald eagles? I'm probably sound like an idiot. Okay, here comes the trolley. It wasn't crazy. They were bald eagles. I was going to make a quick clip before we boarded the bus, but the bus came before I was able to. There were some other people looking for the eagles, so they confirmed it for us. We saw bald eagles today. That's amazing. And the bus driver, we just took the trolley. He dropped us off a lot closer to home than he was supposed to, but we were his last people on the trolley, so I don't think it was that big a deal. Yeah, it just has to circle back to Canada Place. So we're almost home. We're just walking through a sea of Whitecap fans. There was a soccer game going on at BC Place. We're gonna go home, clean up a bit. I think we're gonna go work out and go swimming. Watching all the aquarium stuff made me want to go swimming. And then it's time to go find some more sushi. All right, it's really late. We finally made it to the restaurant. So it's 10:15 right now. We did kind of take it easy once we got back. We just chilled out at the condo. I made a coffee, watched a little YouTube, and then we went down for a workout and a swim. So we didn't rush out or anything, but we are both extremely hungry. I'm dying, actually. I haven't eaten since like 11:30ish when I had that burger and fries at the aquarium. So I'm feeling it right now. We're here, we've ordered, and this place looks very similar to the place we went to yesterday, and it's actually just across the street. This place is called Samurai Japanese Restaurant, and the menu looks quite similar. Actually, it might be a little bit bigger than last night. We've made some choices and we'll show you as the stuff comes. We've been here for a little bit. It's about 10:35 and this place is jammed. There's not a free seat in here. Nicole ordered soft shell crab again and it has come. It looks really good. Does it look better than yesterday? Yeah.
It's substantially bigger, but it's more expensive.
It's bigger, substantially bigger?
Yes.
But it was only $1 more. That's good. It's a little less, it's like a more lightly battered than last night. And yeah, the crab itself is huge. It's a lot bigger than yesterday. There's a lot more meat in there. And they also gave you some sort of additions for your sauce. There's green onion, some ginger, and I'm not quite sure what this stuff is. daikon, I think. But you're opting not to use it. She's not even looking at me. She's just eating. She's so hungry. All right. The other thing that came is my sashimi. I ordered the same as yesterday, salmon and tuna. Look at the size of this. That's a really big piece of salmon. It's almost too big for me.
Whoa.
It's good and firm. But definitely are getting the fat out of there. That's good. I feel it just kind of falls apart. It's firm, but because of the way it's marbled, it just falls apart in the mouth. I'll try a piece of tuna here. Again, it's more of the whiter tuna than what we're used to back home. It's very tender. It almost just melts in your mouth. I barely have to chew it. I can kind of just squish it with my tongue. That's how soft it is. Wow. We just keep having amazing sushi meal after amazing sushi meal. We have to move here. All right, I think there's one more thing coming. We'll show you when that comes. We got a spicy tuna crunchy roll. And these things are massive. So the tempura bits in here that make a crunchy roll are quite prominent. I actually am getting the flavor from them as well. Usually you don't in this type of roll, but I am getting it like the fried, the oily flavor, I guess, of tempura. This is really good. And the spice is hitting me afterwards in the back of my throat. Really good roll. I made a good pick this time.
It's very crunchy.
Yeah, it's really good. It's got a lot of crunch. There must be a lot of bits in there.
I think it's cucumber and the bits too.
Nicole's saying that it's the cucumber and the bits. Yeah, the sushi here, they don't skimp. When I say here, I mean in Vancouver. Wow, another stellar meal. We were just sitting here. I asked Nicole before I filmed this clip, what was the worst meal, or what meal was a bad meal that we've had here? And neither one of us could think of one. The closest thing she could come up with was maybe the meal at the aquarium today, but it wasn't bad. We both enjoyed it. It was actually pretty good. So we can't come up with one. Everything's been really good. Either we've been really lucky, or this Vancouver is just got amazing food. The sushi has been on point everywhere we've been. I guess we've avoided a bad meal a couple times. We almost went into Rodney's Oyster Bar or something like that, and then we weren't feeling it at the last minute, so we left. Not sure if that would have been good or bad. It has good reviews, so probably would have been good, but I don't know. We were going to a couple poke places, and they looked a little sketchy, so we avoided them. So maybe we were good at avoiding some bad food a couple times, but everywhere we've gone, even like a hole in the wall or something that looks a little divey and a little dicey, just amazing. So Nicole was saying we have to thank Momo Sushi really set us down the right path in terms of going to these like smaller sushi restaurants, because that one was really good. And they've all been good since. So we're finished up here. I'll put the information for this place in the description box below. I would recommend coming here, just like any of the other ones. It's been really good. And I think we're just going to go back and go to bed. We're both tired, and we'll probably have another long day tomorrow. So if you don't see us again tonight, we'll see you tomorrow. Nicole says good night.